I will lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? There comes a moment in every life when the weight of the world becomes too much to bear. When the burdens of the heart grow heavy, when the road ahead is unclear, when the soul cries out for relief. It is in these moments that we instinctively look up, searching for help beyond ourselves. But where does our help truly come from? The psalmist asks this question, not in doubt, but to point us toward the only true answer. Help does not come from our own strength, from people, from wealth, or from earthly power. Help does not come from the hills themselves. Though they stand tall and mighty, though they represent kingdoms and authorities, they are powerless to save. No, our help comes from a source far greater. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. The one who spoke the universe into being, who stretched out the heavens like a vast canopy, who formed the mountains and set the oceans in place, he alone is our help. If he created the heavens and the earth, is there anything too difficult for him? If he formed the stars and calls them by name, does he not also see you? If he holds the universe in his hands, does he not also hold your life securely? This is the confidence of those who trust in the Lord. The world may change, people may fail, circumstances may shift like the wind, but the maker of heaven and earth remains steadfast. When we feel lost, we can remember that our help is not temporary, it is not limited, and it is not uncertain. It comes from the eternal God, whose power knows no bounds. He will not let your foot slip, he who watches over you will not slumber. Life is filled with uncertainty. Every step we take comes with its own risks, its own dangers. At times, the road before us is smooth, but other times, it is filled with obstacles and hidden pitfalls. Yet, the Lord promises that he will not allow our foot to slip. This does not mean we will never experience hardship, but it does mean that he will not let us fall beyond his reach. He steadies our steps, guiding us along the right path. He strengthens us when we feel weak. He corrects us when we begin to stray. Like a shepherd carefully leading his sheep over rocky terrain, God ensures that we are upheld by his hand. And he never grows weary. He does not sleep. Unlike human protectors who grow tired, who become distracted, who need rest, the Lord is always watching. He does not take breaks. He does not leave his post. There is not a single moment in your life when you are outside of his care. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The same God who kept Israel through the wilderness, who led them through the Red Sea, who provided manna in the desert and water from the rock, that same God watches over you. The people of Israel had seen many dangers, faced many enemies, and endured many trials, yet through it all, God remained faithful. He never abandoned them. And he will never abandon you. The Lord watches over you, the Lord is your shade at your right hand. Life is not only filled with struggles, but it is also filled with relentless pressures. The heat of the day can be exhausting, the demands of work, the expectations of others, the challenges of daily living. There are moments when it feels like the weight of responsibility is too much, when exhaustion creeps in, when the burdens seem too heavy to carry. Yet, the Lord is our shade. He stands beside us, offering relief, shelter, and protection. Just as the scorching sun can drain our strength, so too can the pressures of life. But in his presence, there is rest. He is the covering that shields us from the harshness of the world. He is the cool breeze in the midst of the heat. He is the gentle whisper that reminds us to be still, to trust, to know that he is near. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. Not only does he protect us from the physical dangers of the day, but he also shields us from the unseen struggles of the night. The night represents fear, uncertainty, the unknown. It is in the darkness that worries grow louder, that anxieties take root, that the enemy whispers lies. Yet, even in the night, God is present. He is the light that breaks through the darkness. He is the peace that settles anxious hearts. He is the assurance that no matter what comes, his hand is upon us. The Lord will keep you from all harm, he will watch over your life. There are moments when fear tries to convince us that we are vulnerable, that we are unprotected, that danger lurks around every corner. But this verse is a promise that God is our keeper. He is not merely a distant observer, he is actively watching over us. He sees every danger before it comes. He knows every attack of the enemy before it is launched. He guards us, not just in the physical, but in the spiritual, in the emotional, in the unseen places of our hearts. This does not mean we will never face trials, but it does mean that no harm can reach us without first passing through His hands. And if He allows something into our lives, it is only because He will use it for our good. Even in suffering, He is working. Even in pain, He is present. He will never allow anything to destroy the soul that is kept in Him. The Lord will watch over your coming and going both now and forevermore. From the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you lay down at night, He is watching over you. From the beginning of your journey to its end, He is guiding you. Whether you are stepping into new opportunities or walking through seasons of waiting, whether you are venturing into unknown territories or returning home, He is there. There is no moment too small, no detail too insignificant for His care. He watches over your steps, your decisions, your paths. He is present in the joys, in the sorrows, in the victories, in the struggles. He is the God who is with you in your coming and your going, today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. So, lift your eyes. When fear grips your heart, lift your eyes. When the road ahead is uncertain, lift your eyes. When the weight of life feels unbearable, lift your eyes. When doubts whisper that you are alone, lift your eyes. Your help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He is your protector. He is your guide. He is your strength. He is your keeper. Rest in Him. Trust in Him. He watches over you now and forevermore.